What's up, everybody? It is your man, Jelani JB Bodie, and the news is out, right? Josh McDaniels is now the former head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have moved on from him, and I can't say I'm surprised. I'm not going to be one of those people, and I'm not a Raiders fan, obviously, but I'm not going to be one of those folks that's excited, because someone lost their job. But I am going to say, in the business of football, in the NFL, pro football, it was time. It was time. If you look at just the history of, I'm just talking about with the Las Vegas Raiders, of Josh McDaniels being there, they have regressed, right? We already know about what happened with John Gruden. When John Gruden stepped away due to all the stuff that was going on with him, the Raiders were 3-2. Rich Bisciotti took over that team, and they still got into the playoffs at 10-7. Then they get rid of Rich. They move on from him because Josh McDaniels is the sexy pick or the sexy hire. All right. He's doing an excellent job in New England again. Right. So he comes in and he's the coach. They go with Derek Carr. They follow up that season. They go 6-11. So they regressed. Right. And then at this point, now is Derek is the problem. That's what you're saying. That's exactly what is being said. Derek is the problem. We need to go ahead and move Derek out and get someone else. And then what does Josh McDaniels do? He go and get Jimmy Garoppolo, guy that was formerly in New England with him, someone he had, he's familiar with and everything. But there was question marks about Jimmy, right? Question marks about Jimmy. Jimmy comes in, he already has an injury, but then he comes in and he doesn't play well, right? And this last game against the Lions on Monday night just sealed the deal with what has been going on with Josh McDaniels. The team, I'm sure, is frustrated. The team is probably looking for, a new direction, which is why he's out. But I'm sure Mark Davis was thinking about this from last year, what he should do. He wanted to give Josh a chance. He did. But looking at this, they continue to keep regressing. And you can't do that after you have an interim coach step in, still continues to take the team to a playoff matchup. They lost the playoff, but it doesn't matter. They got to the playoffs and they lost that. And then you follow it with the coach that's supposed to continue that or take it even higher or take it to the next level, really. And then that doesn't happen. And now they're sitting in the position that they're sitting in now. So it was just time. It's one of those things where it is what it is, right? Again, in the game of football, professional football, the margin for, whether you're on this side of it or this side of it is very small, right? Raiders had to do it. So now they're going to move on with Antonio Pierce. He's going to step in as the interim coach for the rest of the year. That's going to be really interesting to see how that pans out. Now, Antonio Pierce, I think, he's going to be respected, right? In this franchise. So I look for the Raiders to have some changes, right? Do I expect them to totally flip it around and this is, now a playoff team? Anything is possible, right? But I do think as far as probably the morale and whatever, everything that was going on in the Raider organization, that this move had to be made. What this means for Josh, I don't want to look to the future because it just happened, but this is now the second failed, opportunity that he's had. It didn't work out. Maybe that just the head coaching thing is not the thing. I'm not the one that, to say that or preach that. But at this point, Josh McDaniels out as Raiders head football coach.